Hello everyone, this is James Nussbaumer, author of The Master of Everything, a story of mankind and the world of illusion we call life. This is very much an inspirational manifesto to a better life. The Master of Everything. Today's video blog is about how to let go of your fears and begin living the life that you truly deserve. And I've titled this blog, Taking Action is Made Easy and Real Abundance is Truly Lived. Well, let's talk about this a little bit. Take a look at your life with all the fears and anxiety and the phobias, whether successful or unsuccessful, in whatever manner you deem success to be. Try to see, without judging yourself, where the ego-based mind, that judgmental side of your thought system, has led you astray in certain situations. Just by acknowledging that the ego did set you off in a wrong-minded direction in any particular situation is a great starting point. Go over this with yourself without self-abasement, without berating yourself or scolding yourself, and don't feel the need to share this with anybody else. Just look at it within yourself. Don't feel you need to talk with anybody else about this, unless of course you want to, but you don't have to. Truth is what brought me to the point where I now see the natural light in me, which is what I call the Holy Spirit's guidance daily. And believe me, when I spent 8 long years in prison for a foolish securities violation, is where this type of guidance was needed the most. Although the ego-based mind is still a huge pain in the mind, a pain in the ass, so to speak, but I'm going to say a pain in the mind. And, you know, the ego in us all, which is elusive, it's that judgmental thought system in all of us, but it knows that, you know, we are on to its little tricks. Because, you know, the ego, for example, it's the same for you as it was for me. Okay? The ego is aware that we have the knowledge of how fearful it is of our inner light, and that our light forever shines. It never goes out. Sure, clouds may get in the way, there may be some obscurity, but the light in us truly never does go out. The ego is a thought system, and with the help of the Holy Spirit, that judgmental thought system is slowly fading away. It's a thought system afraid of death. Use your light, which is kept lit by God's light, His lamp, so to speak, that radiates light out everywhere, which you are that light, which means you and you are the universe. Yes, the light is you, and you are the universe. And so, with that in mind, notice the ego in you slowly fading away as it senses that you really are that light. This proves to you it just proves that illusion. It proves to you that illusion is just falsities that we try to hang on to and hang our hats on, and we know really is not true. You know, trying to make careers and things like that really is not where we want to be, and all kind of things that we get involved with that we really don't want to do, but we participate in anyway. You know, that's the ego in us. That's the falsity that we hang on to. But the more you notice the real you, which is the Holy Spirit, even in the tiniest of little ways, the less you will see the ego as a threat. You'll easily surrender it. It's kind of like letting go of your emotional medals of honor. You could look at it that way. In her book called A Return to Love, spiritual leader Marianne Williamson, which I just love that woman, I adore her, and she is just a wonderful woman who also writes from the Principles of A Course in Miracles, but Marianne Williamson used an example in her book of scenes from the movie The Wizard of Oz to paint a picture of the ego. Okay, well, I added to her thought and extended on her thought, and I made a scenario of my own regarding the scene where Dorothy tosses the bucket of water onto the Wicked Witch of the West. Remember that in the castle where Dorothy threw the bucket of water on the witch, and the water begins melting the witch away, and the witch starts crying, "I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting, oh, I'm melting." And she frantically continues to cry until her voice fades away. Well, she melted away into nothing, and that's much like the light in us does to our own ego. Our ego can't handle our light, and when we shine our light on the ego, it fades away. Dorothy looks on in amazement when what happened, and as she sees the witch melting away. When the witch is gone, all that is left lying there on the floor of her huge castle are her scary witch's hat and broom, which are material possessions. Dorothy wakes up from the dream and realizes she's been at home all along. And she never had left Kansas, she realizes. She was safe in bed, dreaming of illusions and frightening occurrences. The wicked witch wasn't real after all. The ego is not real, and it needs its judgments to keep up the illusion. And you, too, are at home all along as you slowly but surely, with peace and joy, move toward awakening. You wake up, and it will have all lasted an instant. There is no death. And you will realize that there is only a silly belief in death. Once you have gone beyond the silly belief, all other fears, anxieties, and phobias are no longer in the way, because that ultimately is the reason for the fears, the phobias, and the anxieties. So once we go beyond the silly belief in death, all those other things fade away. They just start fading away. Thus, taking action is made easy with what it was you want in life, and real abundance is truly lived. Everyone, to find out more about real abundance, you can check out my website, jamesnussbaumer.com, www.jamesnussbaumer.com. Go to my website, and across the top, just so you know what to expect, you'll find a page that says Real Abundance. Click on it there. You'll find an article or two. There's a link there for Real Abundance. Check it out. Check out the video on how to claim your own real abundance and truly operate from a method of living in this world that constitutes your free will, rather than living under the realm of your ego-based mind, which is real and what you don't want anyway. Hey, I hope this all makes sense, and I know it was kind of deep, but I love that Wizard of Oz scenario, didn't you? Because hey, I don't know about you younger people, but in my age bracket, boy, we grew up loving that Wizard of Oz. You know, this was before all the cable channels and everything like that, and once a year that Wizard of Oz would come on, and as kids we'd have to sit around and watch it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this blog video tonight. I hope it makes sense. Claim your real abundance. Don't let the ego control you, because it's not real, which is only fear. Thanks everyone, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye, till next time.